Hi guys, it's your girl Z and Sin, and today we're back with another video. Remember?
Hi guys, we're back with another one, and today we're reacting to my healthcare experience in Europe as an American. And we're getting this from Life of Carl. The link is in the description below. Please go over and show him some love. She's full of herself this morning, and that paints it a no mind.
Yes.
Let's get into this video. Let's hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you're new here, tell us what you want us to react to next.
I like this. I don't know. I like the combination. I like this combination too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling myself. The cheetah print and the pink, it's cute.
You're going to give me about my headband because I know you're here today.
Hey guys, so I'm going to talk about my healthcare experience when I went to Europe. So I just got back from a trip to Europe. I went to Barcelona in Spain, and then I flew to Amsterdam. I was in Barcelona for a week. I was in Amsterdam for a week too, and then I went to Vals, which is in southern Holland, for my uncle's wedding, and I went to Mönchengladbach, Germany, for 2 days, and then I flew back home. So when I was in Amsterdam, I hurt my foot. I went dancing for too long in a nightclub, and the next morning when I woke up, my foot was like it hurt really bad. It really felt like someone had like taken a hammer and almost smashed right behind my toes on my left foot, and it was swollen, but there was no marking, so I was kind of confused. I was like, why does it hurt? And I guess I just had overstressed it. So I took it easy for a couple days, and then I decided. Then I went on a walking tour of Amsterdam. I did a guided tour of the red light district and it's like a museum tour and stuff like that. So I was walking around for like 2 hours straight, and normally that's no problem. I walked like 6 miles a day when I was in Barcelona, and I've been biking around all the time in Amsterdam.
That is true. When you're in Europe, you walk.
It's a walking
culture. It is.
And that's good, though.
No, it's a good thing. Over here, just the thought of walking 6, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of steps in. That is a lot of steps in.
That's where American man will go.
Yeah,
gotta get them steps in.
Because I think the average goal for Americans is like at least 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
I don't know how many that is in miles, but at least 10,000.
5, at least. It's not 10, 5.
5. Oh, I remember it's 10,000. Well, that's one
for the average American who wants to make steps.
Oh, yeah, because on the app it tells you 10,000.
Yeah. But not for the average American.
That is true. The average is not that much.
The average American will shoot for 5,000 steps per day.
I guess we're over here for 10,000. Because I would try to make that goal every day in middle school when I was really on that stuff. Get my 10,000. I'm not gonna lie. Since I've been driving, I can't walk too far.
I put 5,000 for me.
Oh,
yeah.
Where do you walk?
Nowhere. No, I walk up and down in the house.
Oh, I don't track mine. I need to get back on track.
I track mine. So by the time 9 o'clock comes, I know we're there enough. Cynthia, always sit there, get me sidetracked and run us into somewhere else. But by 10 o'clock, when my thing beeps saying you need to go lay down, which I don't listen to, I normally check it. It's like, okay, you're at 4,000. I'm like, okay, I can do another 1,000 steps. Good. So I start going down, up and down the stairs, and they be like, sometimes like, why are you walking? Especially, I'm like, mind your business. I am walking. I'm not telling them I try to get hit my goal of 5,000, but that's what I do. Good. But on days like here, when we're making videos, I ain't making that 5,000. We're sitting down to make videos.
Most of the time we are sitting down. A lot of Americans, like there's like a lot of remote jobs. People don't really go out like that on walks.
Yeah.
I mostly see those are walks or those are pets and those, parents with their babies. Yeah. They mostly go on walks, but that's about it.
And I try to park my vehicle if I go into the store far away from the building so I can get steps in.
So, me and Bill had a conversation. It's like, I want to be like Xavier when they park miles away from the car.
And I don't want nobody scratching up my vehicle.
That's the main reason she wants no one to be by her car.
Guys, nobody care, guys. They don't care. They open the door, they hit it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, my vehicle is one of my babies too. You gotta I take care of myself. I think it's a Jamaican mentality, but we take care of our stuff. So yeah, you want to be like me?
Especially that car is fresh and new. Oh, you're very.
And my baby is 10, almost. It's 10 years old because it's a push gift for June, so it's 10 years old.
Nice.
And you don't see scratches on that bad boy. No.
But by the end of the walking tour, my foot was just hurting really badly, and I was limping, and I knew it was no good. So the next day, I drove with my uncle to Vols because we were going there for his wedding. And, not much improvement at all. I think I waited one more day. And then on the day of the wedding was starting at like 1:32, something like that. I was like, okay, I got to go to the doctor. It's not improving. It's getting bad. So I was at a hotel. So I asked the hotel reception, where's the nearest doctor? So they pointed out on the map for me. And it was like a block or 2 blocks away. I think it was 3 blocks. So I called them up, and the recording line was in Dutch, so I had no idea. I speak German and Spanish pretty well, but I can't speak Dutch, so I had no idea what they were saying on the recording line. So I said, screw it, I'm just gonna go straight there. So it was I think it was around 9-10 o'clock in the morning, something like that, on a Thursday. And I walked there. I limped to the doctor's office. So I get there, and I check in, and I just go up to the desk and I say, hey, how's it going? I got this problem, blah blah blah. They take my ID, they scan it, they tell me that it's going to be 25 euros for the doctor to check me out. So keep in mind, I'm.
That's cheap.
Say it again.
That is cheap. 25
euros to us walk into a doctor's office.
Wow.
To be there telling how much it's going to cost to check it. When I saw this video, I'm like, Remember, he's in a foreign country. No health insurance. And you walk up in a doctor's office and they look at you. Oh, for the doctor to see you, you're going to pay 25 euros.
Here we easy hundreds. Yeah, easy in the hundreds. $300
America?
Yeah.
Not in a million years.
Wow.
And you just walk into a doctor's office.
Yeah.
The key point here is, guys, no insurance.
Yeah, no insurance. That's the amazing part. No insurance, and it's 25 euros.
And then she look at you and like, oh, just to see the doctor is 25 euros. Where in the US? It's a shocker and a half. But something I want to point out that I noticed that when I watched the video the first time. You realize how long he waited to go to the damn doctor?
He waited, until
typical, when it's unbearable.
Yes.
Typical American. All when they have insurance, they'd rather stay home and die before they go to the doctor.
And I was thinking, why wait the day of the wedding? Because here it takes in a hospital for a few hours. That's another thing too. I'm like, why'd you wait till 9:30?
But that's not it. He was hurting this day. He waited 2 extra days. He went walking. He waited after that walking. It's unbearable, but he's still waiting until he couldn't take it no more. That's a typical American here.
Yeah, because how it is over here, that's how we do things.
The money come in, so we're not we. They ain't going to the doctor. They rather stay home. You're a prime example.
Because when I was sick, I didn't go.
Yeah, she's one of the typical American.
I was like, what's the point of me going in, knowing I'm about to get a bill in the mail, and then you just told me to get some over-counter medicine? I'm like, that's just a waste of money.
Don't care. I'm going.
I feel like if I'm like, oh, I'm sick, like nothing working, then I'm going like, okay.
But you were sick. I was weeks ago. Oh my God.
I was on the bed all day, but I can't breathe. I need to go.
Are you going to wait until you can't breathe? Typical American. You see, you're just you're driving the nail in the coffin of what I'm saying. Let's continue. 25 euro is unheard of. That is just blew my mind. Let's continue. That's not it. Let's continue.
I'm an American citizen. I live in California. I have health insurance here, but I don't have, it's not international health insurance. So I'm over there. I am not a citizen and I have no health insurance. They tell me, okay, so it's going to be 25 euros for the doctor to see you. So I say, okay, all right. That's like what a copay is in America. So I go. I had to get cash. They wanted me to pay in cash. So I was like, that's fine. So there's an ATM across the street. So I went and got. I went and got the cash, and then I waited probably like 10 minutes, maybe. It might have even been less than that. It was like 10, 15 minutes. I went and saw the doctor. She examined my foot. She did a thorough job. She looked at it. She said, she asked me questions, blah, blah, blah. She looked at my other foot to compare. My left one was kind of swollen and blah, blah, blah. So she looked at the foot. She said, okay, I think you need an Xray. I think it has like a stress fracture. And, she heard my whole story and everything. She said, I don't have an Xray machine here, but I can write you an Xray recommendation for a hospital. So I said, okay, that sounds good. She wrote me the recommendation, and then she said, I can give you it's like a painkiller / anti-inflammatory prescription. So I went, so I said, okay, great. That sounds good. I'll take the prescription. So she gave me the prescription. There was a pharmacy in the downstairs of the doctor's office. So I went down the elevator, went to the pharmacy. They filled my prescription, and it was 7 euros for this like painkiller / anti-inflammatories.
I knew this was gonna get you.
7 euros for pain medication? Guys, it's easily in the thousands over here.
Right.
Easily in the thousands. That is insane.
I knew. That's why I had to show you
As
this video.
As an international person coming in? Wow, that is amazing.
It's ridiculous.
That is amazing. And I love how fast it was,
So quick he got you.
Quick, it's not hours.
And something that I missed when I watched it before, I know that I hear, he said, Sin, you realize he said, he was in a private, because they gave him a prescription to go to.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him a referral for a hospital. Mm-hmm. If it's a private doctor here, that's costing you an arm and a leg here in the US.
Yeah, it's exclusive. You got to pay for that exclusivity.
So I was like, oh my word, that bypassed me when I watched it on my channel. I'm like, huh? I'm like, dang it, that's a private doctor, $25.
That's very
not dollars, euros.
Yeah.
Then when he said I paid 7 euros in the pharmacy, I said, which world we in?
Yeah, and that's quick for the pharmacy too, because it takes a while for the pharmacy
to fill the prescription. They have to wait hours.
You gotta wait.
You gotta drop it off and then say, oh, it will be ready in the next 3-4 hours. You
can come hours, guys.
Hours. They don't fill prescription here. Now that we're sitting here watching, it didn't even click in my mind. Like, they don't fill prescription on the bot here in the US. No, when you walk in, you drop it off, and they tell you how long it's gonna take them to fill that prescription.
Yep.
Sometimes they don't even have it, and they don't even give you that information until you turn up like, I'm sorry, we couldn't fill because we don't have this in store. Yeah, you gotta go to another location. Yeah. So that's $32 so far.
Yeah, not bad.
Pill. So and it was funny because they said, "Oh, do you want a receipt so you can try to get your health insurance to pay for it?" And I just started laughing. I was like, what's the point? I'm going to spend like an hour on the phone to try to get 5 euros from the insurance company or whatever. So I was like, no, it's fine, don't worry. So I had the painkiller, and I had the doctor, the recommendation for an Xray. Okay, so the next day, so the wedding happens. The next day, my foot's actually feeling a little better, probably due to the pill she had given me. And so I'm driving with my relatives to Mönchengladbach, which is pretty close to the German Dutch border. So my aunt, my great aunt, she takes me to the basically the emergency room in her town, Mönchengladbach. So I go there. They had me fill out a little bit of paperwork. They photocopied my ID. I signed a couple things. So I go to get the Xray, and First, I'll tell you how long I waited. First, I check in, then I go back to the emergency room. I probably waited about a half hour. I think I made like a phone call and I read a couple news articles on my phone. But, you know, it was a half hour, and this is an emergency room. And again, I have no insurance and I'm not a German citizen. So go there. I wait about a half hour. I go and see the doctor. The doctor examines me again. I tell her the whole story. Then she says, okay, we're going to give you an X-ray. So I walk down to the X-ray room. They do the X-ray. I go to the reception room in the X-ray wing of the hospital, and they say, okay, your charge is 20 euros for the X-ray. So
wow. Even he's like, wow, this is crazy. Oh my goodness. I was laughing earlier because when the lady told him, you can call your insurance company for them to pay the $7, I'm like, girl, that's a whole waste. Like you said, it's a waste of time to call them just to pay the €7. They'd be like, now you pay it. We ain't got they will argue with you back.
And you're going to spend hours trying to get through. And then all this regulation, and you sign this and you sign that. Our insurance don't go across.
Yeah, we don't cover that.
Don't go over the pond. All of that nonsense. It's like a fight to get. What's the point?
Yeah, what's the point?
Let's call it a day.
I agree with him. Like, just pay it. Let's just pay it.
Listen,
20 euros for an X-ray. That is amazing. And a 30-minute wait, you here in the US
hours. Unless it's a gunshot or something.
And we're in Alaska. So imagine California, how worse it is.
Not in New York.
Oh girl, tell me about it. New York is even worse.
Listen. Oh my goodness. Because I've been there. I'm like, no, I
eat so many
humans. The fastest time I've ever gotten in an emergency room is when I'm on the base. It's quick.
Yeah.
But after that, and the same thing in Kentucky, on the base, seeing. After this, we waited. But in Kentucky, it wasn't so bad either because it wasn't such a long, extreme wait.
Good.
You know, but I'm like, no. But at X-ray, Cynthia, 20?
That's very affordable. Very affordable.
Privilege. I tell you, kiss it. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Because that in itself, I'm telling you, America is wild.
I'm like, all right, great. That sounds good. 20 euros. So I go back up. They look at my X-ray. They say, okay, you don't have a stress fracture, but you need to take it easy for a bit. They're like, you have lots of inflammation. And, you just got to take it easy and et cetera. So they give me this... they give me like a pain cream, and they wrap my foot up, and they send me on my way. So I leave the hospital, and I tell my aunt, I'm like, yeah, they only charged me 20 euros, and she, you know how the Germans are. She's like, oh, that's not right. You probably owe them a little more. So I was like, oh, all right, whatever. So we go back to the billing office, and they determine that I owe them another 60 euros. So my total charge for visiting an emergency room in Germany was 80 euros, and that included an X-ray. So if you do the same thing in the United States and you didn't have health insurance, and especially if you weren't a citizen, I'm sure the X-ray would probably cost at least $300 or $400. Yeah. And then just the fact that you're in the emergency room would at least be another couple hundred. So you'd probably be at the door at 500. I show up, not a citizen, no health insurance, and they charge me 80 euros. I was happy. I waited a half hour at the emergency room, and I waited like maybe 15 minutes at the doctor's office in Holland. So overall, I think my experience was pretty good, and I was happy that I didn't have a fracture, because that would have really ruined the rest of my trip. And so it was really good. But I just hope that this leads to a further discussion about the healthcare system we have in the United States, because over there they have a combo of, it's mostly universal healthcare, so it's like single payer universal healthcare where the government pays for it. And in Germany, you can buy, I think in Holland too, you can buy supplemental healthcare insurance. So like if you're, some reason you're not happy with it, then you can pay extra money. But the prices are way lower. The wait times were faster, if you ask me. And what a lot of people will say, they'll say about they'll rag on the Canadian system, or they'll rag on universal healthcare systems. They'll say, oh, the wait times are forever, and you're going to get a shitty doctor and poor care. And I never had that problem. And, granted, I only went to two different doctor's offices, and, a doctor's office in an emergency room. But, yeah, that was my experience. So hopefully you can pass this on to other people and tell them, spread the truth. All right. Have a good one.
Wow. Amazing video, guys. It's crazy to me because when you think about it, this was 7 years ago.
Yep.
And nothing has changed within those 7 years. We had, like 2 different presidents and nothing changed. And that is crazy to me. We definitely, I really don't think this where it's, especially this new one right here,
baby.
Mm-mm.
Ain't no change come.
Mm-mm.
Ain't no change gonna come.
No.
No way. No how. Because people believe that, it's our freedom, it's our right to choose whatever we want and to do this. And then we're not a communist
country.
Which is the stupidity of it.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying all these taxes at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So why not?
Where's this money going to? We gotta
why not let it work for you?
Exactly.
I'm like, it don't make no sense when people talk the way they talk. But Americans are doctrinated when it comes on to. Because you notice what he said, and I hope this can spread awareness to others for them to know that that is not the case. Because you are under this impression that these countries, their service or their doctors or their hospitals, they don't have the updated stuff. They don't have and it's like you'll be butchered or these doctors are not educated or not fit enough to take it. That's the impression that people here in the US get for thinking it's like they're in this bubble and the outside world is the worst place ever.
Yeah. And
you grew up in this system. Am I right?
Because I did. I was 7 years old. I was very young.
And this is what you're taught in school. It's like the outside of the US is bad. It's like it's run down. It's like the doctors are. I'm like, what in the world is going on? You know how many nurses come from Jamaica to work here in the US? Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
You ever noticed that how many Filipinos
especially
Yeah.
But one weird thing about America, for some reason, they will not sometimes, I think they changed that. They will not accept their doctorate degrees sometimes. But now I think they're working on it, accepting it. They're like, it is crazy over here. Super crazy. This is a really good video and
opens your eyes.
It does open your eyes on what America needs to work on and just the difference.
Ain't no working coming.
And I think we want to talk about capitalism because America is so it's ran on capitalism so much.
It's all about the money, baby.
And with compared to what we pay our doctors here, it's way more than they pay over there. But the thing is that over there, there's a better life balance.
Work-life balance, yep.
Here it's just about money. How much can I get paid? I don't care about you. I don't care about me only. That's what's me. That's
the downfall of Americans. If they had to,
especially right now,
because remember, even the rich, how they get taxes, they don't really pay.
They don't.
It's so messed up. That's why the rich will always get richer and the poor will always be poor.
And the middle class just holding it in.
Oh God, they have that umbrella open, trying to. But if we have the mentality of thinking about others, other people, I guarantee you, we could have a universal healthcare that benefits all its citizens. Yes. You don't have to stress about how much money coming out of your pocket because it will make the country better.
Yeah. It's really dark times right now here in America. We can go on and on about this because it's only 3 months in with this new guy. Well, 4 months in.
It's not gonna change. Sorry, no. There's no, and it's sad. That's how it is. And
well, guys, it's your girl Z and Sin. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Even because we know some of our followers have been here in the U.S. Their experience here in the U.S. I know some have not. That's totally fine. Let us know your experience and just let us know in the comment section. We love those discussions in the comment sections.
Yep.
Because we're learning, you guys are learning, we're all learning together. So yes, we're
Be good,
signing
be
out.
kind, be safe. Hit the like button. It tells YouTube that you like and appreciate.
Don't you just like us?
I know, right? You just not like. She can keep her like. Don't you just love us?
Okay. Okay.
Because I love you guys.
Me too.
Exactly. She's like, what about me?
Me too. I love you guys too. Woo!
We're running out of here.
Yeah.
Love you guys, and we'll definitely catch you guys in another video. Bye.
Bye.
What is